Hello, this is Dr. Bhuvaneshwari from GBF Fertility Center and Hospitals. We have two centers in Chennai, one in Mogapet, another one in Crompet at Dr. Ayla Institute and Medical Center. So today I am going to talk about hysteroscopy. What is hysteroscopy? Hysteroscopy is nothing but it is a scopy passed inside the uterus to see the endometrial cavity, that is uterine cavity, and tubal openings and cervix. So these are the main parts of the uterus. From the cavity outer side, through the laparoscopy we usually check tubes and their patency. So tubes, whether they are patent or not, whether there is any block or not, we will be checking through the laparoscopy. And ovaries also we will be seeing through the laparoscopy. Uterine shape, everything can be made out by doing laparoscopy. There are some factors like endometriosis, pelvic infection, other associated organs and all can be visualized through laparoscopy. In hysteroscopy, what is the difference we see? It is within the cavity, within the uterine cavity. So we can only see the passage from inlet to tubal ostia. So inlet means from the vaginal side, from through the cervix into the uterine cavity, and we will see the beginning of the tubes, that is two tubal openings we can see. What are the findings we expect? Normally the uterus should be globular shape, should have adequate space, and tubal opening should be very clear, not having any polyps or any problems, and uterine mouth, that is called cervix, should be healthy and it is patent, that the opening should be adequate. So these are the findings we generally see. What could be the problems? Sometimes we can expect some problems. What are the additional findings we are going to see through hysteroscopy? Sometimes cervix, when we are putting the scope itself, will be a difficult issue where there is a cervical stenosis. Cervix means uterine mouth. It can be very narrow or it is completely closed because of the infection, where we can't even pass our scope or any probe into the uterus. So that is one of the main problems we encounter during IUI or any embryo transfer procedure. So because of those difficulties, we generally advise cervix dilatation and do a hysteroscopy. So once we encounter that problem, we can dilate that and do some resection and proceed with the hysteroscopy. Once we go inside the uterine cavity, we expect sometimes there could be any problems of polyps, fibroids. Polyps are mainly arising from the endometrial lining, that is soft tissues. So endometrial polyps, it can be single or multiple. Endometrial fibroids, that is intramural or submucous fibroids. If the fibroid is completely projecting into the cavity, it is called submucous. If the half of the fibroid is seen pushing inside the cavity, then it is intramural. So we can see both the fibroids and decide where it is located, how many are there, whether it is affecting the implantation or not, whether it is pushing inside the cavity or not, we can make out. And next comes the tubal opening. Tubal opening, both the sides, tubal ostia, we will be able to see. In that maybe sometimes there could be some small polyps, small soft tissue hangings or tissue block or completely fibrosed because of the infection and scarring. Sometimes completely it will be closed. We have to make sure that we will break the fibrous tissue and then see the opening. And there are sometimes we see uterine septum which may be very mild or it can be deep. It will be dividing the cavity into two. Sometimes it is complete septum, sometimes it is partial or arcuate. So one of these septum we can definitely do resection along with the hysteroscopy. And if there is a polyp, we can remove polypectomy. If there is a fibroid, we can do myomectomy. If there are any uterine anomalies like septum, arcuate or narrow cavity, we can do metroplasty and septal resection. If there are some tubal ostial problem, tubal opening, if there is any polyp or anything, we can remove polyps again. Cervical dilatation we can do. So all these procedures can help you conceive normally post hysteroscopy. And we have done hysteroscopies before IVF, and we have seen many times polyps and small subtle factors like this scarring, polyps, avascular areas, Asherman's and other things could be made out only through hysteroscopy. Sometimes people would have done 3 or 4 IVFs and hysteroscopy wouldn't have been done. In those cases, again when we do hysteroscopy and post hysteroscopy, the findings are very good and also implantation rates are also improved. So that is the reason we advise them hysteroscopy before IVF is very important. If you are doing laparoscopy, then it is better to do along with the laparoscopy. Always I do hysteroscopy along with the laparoscopy. If you want a corneal cannulation or tubal block removal, again you have to go through the hysteroscopy only. So these are important aspects of hysteroscopy. It is very useful for correcting the problems, assessing the problems and also improving the pregnancy and implantation rates. So thereby we can give you a better success rate. And next comes hysteroscopy. Is there any complication? How long it will take? Generally, hysteroscopy will take, for an experienced surgeon like me, it will take 15 to 20 minutes. Everything will be over, including the operative hysteroscopy. But in case if like your cervix is difficult, it needs a dilatation, it may take some time. Or if the fluid pressure is not correct, then also it will take some time. Otherwise, it is a very simple procedure done as a day care. You can come in the morning 2 hours before the procedure and will be prepared, and once the procedure is done, after 2 to 3 hours you will be alright. You can walk, you can do normal activities. Post hysteroscopy, again you can be normal. Even from next day you can work. What are the precautions we should take? Usually it should be done either premenstrual or postmenstrual. Where we do premenstrual, if you are on hormone tablet like contraceptive pills or anything, you are planning for IVF or embryo transfer, even day 21 and day 22 like that we will do. There are some indications like where corneal cannulation has to be done, or polypectomy or fibroid. Then these are the surgeries generally advised post menstrual for reasons because there will be less bleeding and clarity will be there, and endometrial growth will be little less that time, so we can make out the lesion easily. So that is it. Depending on the condition, we can plan all these procedures. And complications, if you are not having a proper setup hospital or not having any experience, and uterus can be perforated, sometimes bleeding can happen. Infections also can be done. Infections is another possibility if it is not done under proper aseptic precautions. Sometimes anesthesia again risky. When we are using fluid also we have to be very careful. So these are the minor issues, but if we are doing everything with a proper setup, with experienced team and proper anesthesia, there should not be any problem. So if you are asked to go for hysteroscopy, don't hesitate, but make sure that you do it in a proper setup with all the precautions. Thank you.